I'd like to start with head coach Mike Bobo giving an open statement, and then we will take questions.
Okay. First of all, give Idaho a ton of credit. They came ready to play and made more plays than us tonight and deserved to win the ball game. Very disappointing finish to our season. Disappointed in the way that we were ready to fight. When I say fight, ready to play hard this ball game. We did not play very disciplined. We lost our composure and did not handle the elements very well. And it's something that we improved dramatically on from the year before, of being disciplined and handling some adversity. We did not handle the adversity very well today, and it showed in our lack of composure with, some penalties. A lot of them were self-inflicted wounds. But at the end of the day, you got to give that team credit. They made more plays than we did, offensively, defensively, special teams. It's like I just told the team, you got your butt whipped, and that happens. Just because you work hard and prepare does not guarantee you that you're going to show up and you're going to win a ball game. And that's life, and it's how you respond to it. Have zero doubt really in where we're going as a program. Have zero doubt in how we're going to get there as part of a process that we're doing and trying to lay a foundation. It's disappointing, definitely disappointing in the play of our team. For those seniors in that room, for the whole CSU Ram faithful. But I do appreciate the seniors and what they've done. The 2 years that I've been here with them, the 4 years or 5 years they've been in this program, they've started to lay a foundation of some consistency, and I believe that's what it takes to be a championship contender. Is you got to have consistency, and things don't always happen as fast as you want them or how you want them. It's how you respond to them, and we'll respond. We'll go back to work. We'll recruit to improve this football team. We'll train in the offseason to improve this football team. We'll identify leadership in the offseason, and we'll develop that leadership, and we'll get a plan of attack going into next year.
Mike, were you surprised by how your team came out?
No, I mean, I was. I didn't think that we handled the elements very well. Not the cold. The field was not in great shape, but it's the same field that they were playing on. I thought it was in our heads a little bit. And, number one thing we do is don't make excuses. And we were worried about the turf a little bit too much instead of playing ball. Now, first drive, we drive down there and we get stuffed on a 4th and 1. Give them credit. They made a play, penetrated on the backside, and stopped us on 4th and 1. We were playing very well early defensively. They were trying to handle the elements and figure out their plan of attack offensively, of how they were going to attack, and we could not take advantage of it at all offensively to try to grab some momentum. I know we had a touchdown there in the second quarter, but in the first quarter, I don't know how many 3-and-outs we had. We had a chance to start fast, and that's something we've done very, very well. Really most of the season, especially the last half of the season, is starting fast. And we weren't able to do that and had a little adversity and got behind and did not respond the way that I would have liked us to respond.
Josh Grissom with the Lewiston Tribune. Coach, your team came into the game averaging 223 rushing yards a game, but we're kind of limited in that aspect today. What was working well for Idaho on the defensive end that you felt you guys just couldn't get it going?
Well, I thought they won their one-on-one battles up front. They were, we were in our regular personnel, our two tight end personnel. They played an odd front. And we had a couple chances there early on in some runs. Then we had some lost yardage plays, a miscommunication, and drop a snap, do an early turnover. That kind of got us out of our rhythm. We were never able to get in a rhythm. Then got behind a little bit and started to spread it out a little bit more. The way the game went kind of probably skewed the yardage more than anything. I thought we were putting a hat on a hat early on, but for whatever reason, we did not able to sustain some runs or drives.
Mike, does that surprise you a little bit, given how well your offensive line have been playing late in the season, that you weren't able to just kind of line up and knock them off the ball and move forward with the weather being the way it was, with the field conditions?
Well, I mean, early on we had a couple runs, and then, you start a drive with a run, and I believe we got a pretty good play called, and we drop a toss. It puts us back 6 yards. But we played well up front because we've been able to be balanced with the threat of the pass too, and we weren't able to do that early on. I mean, they broke the game open by throwing the ball too. They were having trouble running the ball as well until they hit some deep balls on us outside, and then they had the one run we fit wrong. But it was one of those games. It was just, you just had to keep plugging away and try not to give up a big play. And unfortunately, we gave up too many big plays and weren't able to sustain anything offensively to put any pressure on them.
Mike, obviously you had the furious finish in the fourth quarter. As a coach, do you ask yourself where maybe that passion was in your offense earlier in the game, that kind of desperation kind of mode?
Well, every play, Mike, is not going to work. Every drive's not going to be successful. You got to give Idaho credit for making plays, and that happens sometimes. You'd like to say every time we're going to line up on offense, we're going to go down the field and score points. But we weren't able to do that. We turned the ball over. We have a lost yardage play. We get stuffed on a 4th and 1. All that happens, in the first quarter and a half, which hurt our drives. Kept saying over there to the offensive side is, we're really kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. Don't panic. It's still, it's in reach, going in there at halftime. Let's come out and play our brand of football. And, we weren't able to get anything going there until late, But at the end of the day, we're going to play 60 minutes. We played 60 minutes. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard says, and we'll learn from what happened and move on to next year.
Mike, on January 1st, you'll become the highest paid employee in CSU history. Yet for 2 straight years, your teams have not been able to execute in bowl games. Why have you not been able to prepare your teams?
Well, we tried some things different this year in preparation. It's something that you got to look at as a coach. You want to finish the year off strong. You got an opportunity to play a ball game, and you want to win the ball game. We weren't able to win that ball game, and ultimately, you're right. That onus falls on me. That's the position I'm in as a head coach. We'll go back to the drawing board. We'll look at it, and we'll figure out how to build a team that can be the team we want to be at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, the end of the year. That's the ultimate goal. But sometimes things like that happen. But I don't doubt my ability as a coach. I don't doubt our coach's ability to coach, and I don't doubt our players' commitment to Colorado State. Not one bit. Now, did we make some dumb decisions out there? Losing our composure? Did I make some dumb calls as a coach? Yeah, I make some every week, even when we score 63. All right, but that happens. But I have no doubt in what we're doing and how we're going to get there.
Mike, you talked a little bit about you wanted to finish this season strong with a victory. Can you still use this loss in some way to carry on the momentum that you felt your team had gained at the end of the year, and maybe use this as a fire?
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, you say, look what happened, tonight to us, and what did it feel like? How do you prepare as an individual? Only you deep down know what you did as an individual inside. And that's a measure of success as an individual. Deep down, did you prepare the way you needed to prepare? And ultimately, we got to ask ourselves, everyone in the program's got to ask ourselves that. And we got to challenge each other and use it as motivation. But there are hiccups that happen. There are setbacks when you're trying to build something. It's not built. We're trying to build something here that's consistent, and you're going to have bumps in the road, and that's going to happen, and you got to regroup and you got to go on. If you start doubting yourself or doubting what you believe in, then the players doubt. I don't doubt. Am I disappointed? in our performance? Am I disappointed in our preparation, myself included? Yes, I'm disappointed. But, that's life, And the bottom line is our guys put themselves out there every day, all right? They put themselves out there, all right? And that's the only way you have success, if you put yourself out there and you're not afraid to fail. We failed, so what are we going to do about it? That's the question.
Mike, you had talked about not wanting your team to look at the point spreads, anything like that. You were a 15-point favorite. Do you think any of your players did let that affect maybe their mental preparation?
I don't know. We talk about respecting our opponent every week, no matter who we're playing. And the way you respect your opponent is you prepare to the best of your ability and you give them your best shot. That's how you respect your opponent. Told them in there just a few minutes ago. Can't throw your helmet out on the field with certain colors and think you're going to win because it's these colors or this university. You got to get ready to play and you got to go play. Now, did that happen? I don't know. But we'll regroup and go into next year.
Mike, it may be a little too early to think about it, but when Colin comes back next year, have you given any thought to whether or not he's going to start, or is it going to be another competition with you and Mike?
Well, Colin is injured at this point. He's probably not going to be back for spring practice, but I will say this, Nick Stevens played outstanding for us when he came back. He played outstanding tonight. The one interception, he didn't see the safety early in the game. The second one, we couldn't get our footing to make a play on the ball. But he showed guts. He put us in position to win a lot of ball games, and really proud of him. There's competition every week for me, every week. He knows that. Everybody on our team knows that. And I believe in my heart that Nick Stevens is better because there was competition and he had adversity. We need more competition and more positions.
He won't be back in full or won't be back at all for spring?
Full. Yeah.
Any other questions for Coach Bobo? One more.
Coach, Johnson had 265 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns today. Is this, something that you can take away from this game and kind of, a bright spot looking forward to the offseason?
Yeah, I've had confidence in BC all year. He's a guy I'm really proud of because, Michael Gallup comes in and steals the headlines or makes more plays or has more stats, but BC Johnson is a guy that came to work every day at practice, and a guy I've mentioned several times to our team that is improving and is going to have his day. And he had a good day today. Probably wish in hindsight I'd have thrown more balls to him deeper down the field early in the ball game. But, I was proud of the way he kept competing. I was proud of the way he locked in and continued to try to make plays. He's a guy moving forward that, will be another threat for us offensively, another weapon that, guys will have to contend. And he's got to take it upon himself to continue to work and continue to push himself because we're going to bring in more competition at that position. Not just Michael Gallup and him. We're bringing in more guys, and that's the way you get better.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank y'all.